That's where you need the helmet light. As soon as I shone my helmet light right at his face, he's like, oh, I should stop moving my car. Otherwise, he's just going to go and block the way. And we'll do a loop here first before we do the cemetery. We've got lots of time. Walking in the middle of the sidewalk with headphones in. It's like zombie walking, everyone's on their phones. See, around here I go slower. There's a lot of pedestrians. I don't know what this guy's going to do here too. You can't trust pedestrians, you have to anticipate what they're going to do. So like I was saying, it takes a little bit to get accustomed to riding every time. You first get on, and then for me, it just takes a few minutes to get comfortable again. And even though I just rode yesterday, I find EUC is a very sensitive kind of machine. my motor muscles are just not, muscle memory's not fully there. Some people can just get on and they're fine right away. For me, I gotta get warmed up to it. Thank you. Not paying attention at all. Water. Now, shall we do an inner loop of Central Park? We'll see. See, right now my feet are tight. Like, would I try seated riding practice right now? No, I'm not even warmed up yet. This is actually a good time to practice doing figure eights. Get the fine motor control again. Because it's right after the parking lot is empty, almost. They haven't closed the parking lot yet, but it's almost closed. So like right now, like my knee is hitting the inner part, this inner knee is hitting the seat that I put on. It's like right in the middle of my inner knee. I can smell someone smoking. What I should practice is like a little bit of duck stance. Because that's how I usually ride my other UC. A little bit of duck stance. And then bending the knee. See if I can do slalom. Cross it on every cross. Yeah, not terrible. So cross it on every cross. And then I should do figure eights. Figure eights are a good practice because you got to transition. I should try and practice putting my inner heel down to get a tighter turn. See, this turn is not tight at all, right? It's getting used to the top heaviness and the tilting of this. You gotta tilt it more to get the thing properly. And there's the guy that was smoking I was talking about, right? I could smell someone smoking. He's over there on the side. So I know I could smell smoking. Didn't see him until now. I was wondering where that cigarette smoke was coming from. So it's the fine turning I need to really work on. See, my left turn's not terrible. It's my right one I'm not good at. Loosen up, like bend my knees so that I let the EUC dance between my legs. Yeah, it's so wide. My right turn is so wide. And that sucks because when you get off the Ironworkers Bridge, there's a right turn that you have to do. It's a horribly designed off-ramp where it's like a zigzag chicane. And it's bad. Because I gotta do a tight left and a tight right. It's like almost like at a, I don't know, like a 20-degree angle, acute angle that you have to do a left, and then another 20-degree angle you have to do a right. It's very horribly designed. Even when I'm on my big bike, I really have to slow down. And even then, I gotta get off at the last turn. There's 3 turns, a zigzag and then like another zig. So my right turn is wide. Slalom's not bad. It's my fine, tight right turn. Let's practice here. Okay, let's do turbo mode. So like I said, when you're in Central Park at nighttime, you don't want to come across anybody. It's nice to be just by yourself. Because one, you're crazy for going in the park at night by yourself. Two, what are they doing by themselves in the park at night? And usually they're just there with no flashlight and sitting on the bench. Right? I would never go into the park at night with no bench, with, nothing like that. At least that person has their dog, lit up. These bumps here kind of can throw you off. They're actually pretty steep bumps. There's a rat. Like I was saying, you don't want to come across people in Central Park. You'll have your usual, person who's having a walk, but there's people that actually live in the park. There was a girl killed here a few years back, and they just found him. Well, actually, they didn't just find him. It took a while, but they found him, and he was just sentenced. And it wasn't that late in the day, too. It was maybe 6:30. Just in a secluded area. So never let your daughter go through Central Park alone, no matter what age. I think she was 14. It's really sad. So like I said, the guy's just sitting on the bench there. What's he doing? Don't trust anyone is my motto. Stay away and avoid if at all possible. They don't bother me, I don't bother them. They try and bother you, try and get away as soon as you can, as fast as you can. Yeah, it's nice in the winter because you don't come across anyone. Because it's so cold usually when I ride around here. Now it's like actually it's summer, the end of summer, so it's still pretty mild. And my feet. See, there's a guy over there. Doesn't look too sketchy. But like seriously though, who walks in the forest at night with no flashlight? Like, I'm sure your eyes get accustomed to it. See, there's a guy in the gazebo there. There's homeless that are known to camp there in the gazebo. Yeah, yesterday I was flying through here, and then on the right turn, I almost lost it on the gravel. Because I took it a little hot. I was going a little fast, and there was gravel here. So right here, I took a right, and I almost lost it here on this gravel because I was too sharp, too fast. Let's go through here, through the middle. This part is, it could be sketchy, but at least it's wide and straight, and you just gun it through here. The sketchy part of the forest is if you go on the two side areas, because it's very secluded and windy too. So here you have a nice wide route, right? And then here, this is the cross. This is the middle of Central Park. If you go left or you go right, you go through like this very like secluded, meandering route to the other sides of the park. At least here you have a wide path, so you can just gun it if you're scared. And you have a lot of room to maneuver around if someone's blocking the way. It's not that long, see? See, this is the end of the side over here. Yeah, but my feet are already feeling a little bit sore. Like, you have to just push through it. See, we've gone through here, right? We'll do the reverse way. Going downhill this way. Or I could go through that shady area I was talking about. So like when I was saying, when it cuts off on the side, there's an entry point to that. It's coming up close here. So this is we call this the bendy tree. And then here's like the entry point. So this is the secluded area I was talking about. Just keep your wits about you. Scan the tree line for anyone, because you don't know what's around the corner. Oh, there's a mouse or a rat. Try not to carry too much speed as well. So this is the big cross. Remember I was saying there's a cross? That was the wide area we were just at. So this is the other narrow side I was talking about. It's interesting because it splits off, right? Here, this side is kind of more of a maze because it has multiple branches path. The like a mini, I don't know what that was. Just try not to carry too much speed in here because it's a lot of hairpin turns, a lot of blind turns too. And you come out over here. This is part of the forest. And then I think this is the gazebo. Okay, the gazebo's over there, where that guy was. See, that guy looked like a normal guy. Let's go to the cemetery. Here's where I had the gravel, so I'm taking it slow and wide. Yeah, there's more gravel here. So I guess turbo mode wasn't on. I was wondering why my light wasn't as bright. Because turbo mode would be like that. It's a big difference. So like I was saying before, other videos, when I go through the park, you're kind of more aggressive and or more tentative, I guess. Like your legs and your feet are not as at ease. So I tend to get more cramped legs going through there. Because you're going through bumps and you're trying not to crash and, you're being extra careful. So let's go to the cemetery. Let's just ride normally. And my feet are kind of sore. For some reason, I just felt like I was like in my old school days just now. Like the EUC was taking me for control. I don't know why. Maybe it's this weird dip. I should rest my feet, and then I find when you get fatigued, that's when you tense up. And then that's when mistakes happen, like wobbles and whatnot. You tense up, and then that's when you get wobbles. The best time is when you're nice and at ease and you're just flowing. So yeah, I'm still trying to get used to the tilt. You tilt a lot more on this because you're higher up. So like with the OG Sherman, you're like this, right? Oop, too noisy. Let's go see. Yeah, my legs are not as comfortable today. Gotta rest them a bit. I'll sit over there before we go to the cemetery. I don't know why, because usually this loop is easy, but for some reason my legs are sore. Let's see what voltage I have. So 87.4. That's still not bad, because empty is about like 80. If I'm not mistaken. So it's showing me about 4 bars. So 40% left, because basically I started with 100.7 volts. So if you look at the percentage, that makes about sense. We'll just rest here for a bit. I need to find a good open parking lot to do seated riding practice. Keep your head up and go. Okay, let's do turbo. So when I ride for me, I don't know if people call it newbie riding, but I don't ride that fast. You know, the max I go is maybe 32 or so. And then I have my shin pads quite vertical, so that I'm using the shin pads to brace against. Use the shin pads to brace against and also accelerate. Some people have the pads really forward. I don't really know how they do that and not fall on their face, because you're really leaning over the wheel and then using your toes to accelerate first before you even hit the front pads. And if you're using your toes to accelerate, it's quite fatiguing. Yeah, like today I'm not as at ease. with riding than I was compared to yesterday. Yesterday I did 28k. Right now I already feel like tired, maybe from yesterday, but I feel like my legs are more wobbly. I'm more stiff. You know, I'm carving, mild carving, but it's still like, it just feels odd. I feel off. There's some days where you just don't feel right. You know, like when you play a sport and you just have an off day. That's how I feel right now. Like you go to the gym, you just feel tired. It's just something, you know. Yeah, because there's some days like you want to ride EUC, it's non-stop. Like the more you ride, the more you want to ride. And then if you don't ride for a while, you kind of are scared again and tentative. But even sometimes when I've ridden a bit, it's just like, it takes a while for me to warm up. Then you get comfortable in the flow and you're good. Like sometimes like half the ride, the first half you're tentative, then the second half you feel good. I don't know why, for me. It's not like riding a bike, you just get on and you're good, right? EUC, you're balancing like every direction. Like sure, you have to trust the EUC front and back, but left and right, and then the turns, just subtle, you know, differences. If you wear the wrong socks or you're wearing different shoes, it makes a big difference with how confident you feel on the EUC. If someone moved your pads a little bit and something's not right, it's a big difference. It's all about confidence. How confident do you feel on the EUC that day? External conditions can also make a big difference, like the wind. I'm not confident when it's windy. Some people say do seated riding. I'm even worse at that. You know, they say it's better for the wind, but I'm not going to sit down when I'm unstable. It's better for wind resistance, yes, but I'm not good at seated riding in general. I've been trying to practice it. With the EUC, it's like continuous learning. And also like acclimating to a new wheel. Some people say they can just get on and they're good, but it takes a few 100 kilometers to get really comfortable with it. Like my turns are still not good. My tight turns at low speed and also my turns at speed, they're still a bit wide. I'm just not comfortable with leaning the EUC over that much. So like I was saying earlier, like the veteran Sherman OG, pretend this is the EUC, your pedals are like here. The Sherman S, you're like up here. Like you're almost at the axle. So to tip the wheel angle at a similar rate, you're gonna be like leaning more. Like falling over is what it feels like. Like either you clamp on, like some people do, like I do, or you let the wheel play some more so that the wheel's actually tilted and you're not. So that's why I'm trying to like not clamp onto the wheel. Trying to like have more play. Let the wheel turn and then I stay more vertical. Or I also, in combination, you also angle the wheel and also lean into it as well. Counter lean, so you get it like a tighter turn. Like I can turn, just not under pressure like a U-turn. Like I could probably do a left-hand turn, U-turn here, but the right-hand turn, screw it, I'd be on the grass. There's no way. Let's do another loop. It's nice to just go here where it's nice and quiet. You don't really have to watch for anybody. There's no cars. There's typically no pedestrians. And the cemetery is good because they don't really come out with security. Some cemeteries kick you out. This is Forest Lawn. If you go to, what's it called? It's not Mountain View. It's the one near BCIT. I can't remember the name. But yeah, they have a security that goes around. There's another cemetery, the oldest cemetery in Vancouver, which is oh, see, I'm getting some slight wobbles here. I was just jumping. See, my legs are just a little bit like weird. They're tired. So they say always be carving. Because it's a gyroscope, right? You want to tell it where to go, not have it tell you. So I always have like a mild carve. I don't do the zombie riding. Or even if you're doing zombie riding, have like some weight more on one pedal than the other. Just very, very slight. Just very, very slight. Like a little bit of like mini carves. Don't just be like letting it control you. I was watching some videos of people doing stairs. I don't know about that. I've only taken my first curb not too long ago. I've never done it on the OG Sherman. And now having suspension, just took it the other day, very tentatively. I don't want to destroy my rim. I don't want to like go flying off too. You want some like wide stairs to practice on. Like not those for sure. Like ones where the stair itself is a bigger lip, bigger platform. It's funny though, with EUC, you feel more confident when you're pushing it, accelerating. And you're just kind of like easing off and doing a little bit like cruising. You tend to kind of, I don't know, get the wobbles and whatnot. Because when you're accelerating, you're giving purpose. You're telling it where to go. I tend to lead with my right foot to accelerate my car. It's either that or you lean with your shins. You lean against the shin pads. Two ways to accelerate. You can do like a combination too, where you're like leading with the right, carving, and also using your shin pads. Yeah, when I ride, I just like to ride just to cruise. I don't really go fast. Some people go really fast on the UCs. I'm not one of those people. Like, even on my e-scooter and e-bike, I don't go more than 32k. The only time I go more is when I'm going downhill. But I'm not like flying at 40k on the flats. That's why my range is pretty good, because I'm just, sipping on battery. And turn off the high beams. So like I've stepped back on the wheel, so it's not right hugging my leg. See, I don't think I would be confident to go to North Van still, because the Lionsgate Bridge is like this, and then you're on a slight decline, which I hate. It's the leg fatigue. We'll sit here and wait a bit. Oh. Cobweb. Rest my feet. Probably call it an early night. My feet are kind of sore. Well, not really sore, but just tired. I don't want to stay out too late. Yesterday I did pretty well. It's the mounting that I hate. It's those people again. Thank you. It's the same people, they don't learn. Go walk 2x2, not take up the whole lane. That was weird. I felt it like the gyroscope. It like tram-lined or train-tracked. I just wanted to stand straight up at that point. Here I don't like this part. It's very narrow. And my legs don't feel that great today. I just don't feel confident on the UC. It's just weird. It's just, you have an off day. Maybe because I also went to the gym. Did a elliptical quite strenuously. Maybe that's why my legs are tired. Right? I just feel like my hamstring is tight, my right knee is tight. I feel like a little wobbly. Just feel off. Well, that's why it's good to like have like a little common area, a common place that you go to that you're familiar with. Yeah, it's kind of sad because, you know, like when I flash my helmet light at people in cars, they notice. But when there's people walking on their phones and they're so distracted, even if my light is right in their face, they don't even notice. They're so oblivious. And my legs are just like, they feel like jelly right now. They don't feel good. So I'm not going too fast here. It kind of feels, you know, my legs feel like I've been practicing seated riding, which I haven't. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I'm definitely getting more wobbles today because my legs are so tense. And I was also getting this too, like when they were tense when I was going the Lionsgate Bridge. My legs were so tense. I felt like I was out of control. This was before I even got to the bridge. Like here I usually do an acceleration, but I'm just too tired. Like I've been having like rests for my legs, but it's not helping. They're just too tense and tired. It's like I don't even know if I want to do seated riding practice. I'm already too tired to do just normal riding. That would really cramp up my legs. A bit of no man's land here. Yeah, I don't think I'll do seated riding practice. My legs are too tired. Let's go on this grass. Let's stop here and rest. Oh! My legs are so tired. It's not my feet. My feet don't hurt anymore. It's like my knees and my quads. So noisy. Ugh. Couldn't mount. Could not mount. My legs are too sore. My feet hurt. Let's go over here. It's too heavy. Oh. Yeah, my knees. Knees are so sore. I'm just riding tentatively here. Yeah, it's funny because sometimes I go to the gym and I go riding after and I'm fine. It's just today. You know, sometimes when you go to the gym and then your legs feel like jello afterwards, that's exactly how I feel. You feel like you have no energy. That's exactly how I feel. If I can time it so I don't have to have a stop and dismount. Okay, good. There's no one here. So yeah, my starting from a stop today was overall pretty decent. Not terrible, it's just that last part there. I feel when there's pressure at a stop sign and people are watching. And then also, I was tired. I just couldn't get on. Like tried to get on, it started to scoot away from me, and then like I just couldn't get my leg up. So you just, either you try and save it or you catch it. I remember my first death wobble. My feet were very tired. I was just on a straightaway, and then it just started wobbling like crazy. I was doing mild carving, and I thought I hit a pothole or something. But it's my legs. My legs were so sore and tired. That's what happened. This guy is being a douche. You can go ahead and pass. Don't trust him. Like, that guy saw me coming, and then he accelerated to like cut me off right at the turn. Like, he was waiting the whole time.